Hello and welcome back. Okay, so today I'm doing I did a project, the Hunger Games adaptation movie project, and this is me trying to binge read all of the books and the movies in my journey. Hello. So it's 5:37 at night. Okay, so I tried to read as much as the first book as I could. I started at like 9 a.m. For some reason, it took me so much longer than I thought it would. I am not even halfway through. So 9 to 1, I read this much. Stopped at 1 o'clock. I took a nap and woke up. It's 5:38 now. Just a couple notes. I feel like Suzanne Collins is trying to make a point in like describing all the food that she's eating because like she came from like a poor place and like they don't get to eat a lot of food. One thing that made me a little confused was the author describing her with like gray eyes. I think when she's personally, I think when she says gray eyes, she means that like her eyes look dead. But I don't know. I just can't. I don't know if gray eyes are real. Can't fucking speak. But yeah. Overall, I think that one scene where Katniss was bantering with Peeta, that was funny. Okay, the one where they're like talking to I literally forgot his name. You know what I mean. I'm so out of it. I'm gonna try to continue reading. I'm gonna try to finish the book before tomorrow. Yeah. I like totally forgot to say, but so far I feel like the book and the movie. So I watched the movie first, like years ago, and I'm finally read the book. The movie follows the book really nicely, which is like rare for like movie like adaptations, and it's really nice. But I don't remember Madge, and I don't remember the Avoxes, like especially the girl that came to a room. Maybe I just have like long-term memory loss. But yeah, so far it's pretty good. Also, reading about the food literally makes me so hungry. I'm not a big fan of her describing the food that much, but I'm not gonna like complain because I feel like she's trying to make a point. So like, yeah. So it's 9 o'clock at night. I've only read one page since 5:30. Okay, well, because it's like Christmas and I'm playing games with my family, so yeah. But try to finish the book. I really wanted to finish the second book by tomorrow and upload it before New Year, but we'll see how it goes. Hello. Okay, so I'm taking a break. I'm on chapter 19. I'm on part 3 of the book, and yeah, Rue died. That was sad. But yeah, I look so dead. I finished the book. I started turning crazy, so I'm probably not going to do the Hunger Games series until next year. Yeah. It's 12:47 a.m. and I just finished all 3 books. I'll give the review tomorrow. So it is 1:53. It's December 29th, 2022. But yeah, I'm gonna watch Catching Fire and try to watch both of the Mockingjays, and I'm gonna watch the Starving Games, cause yeah. I feel like I missed like half of Catching Fire. Well, like the jump from Catching Fire to the Mockingjay was like really weird. The audiobook for Catching Fire was only 5 hours. So like divide that, that's only like 10 chapters. So I feel like I missed half of the book because the audiobook stopped at where Finnick was doing CPR on Peeta. But yeah. Okay. So I finished binge watching like the last 3 movies of the Hunger Games last night. And I'll just like finish off with the reviews. So for the first book of the Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, between the difference in the movie, since I didn't rewatch the first movie, I just kind of like tried to do what I remembered. I don't remember Madge. I don't remember the Avox girl or like Avoxes in general, just in the first movie. There were some scene differences, but I'm like not upset about it because they're like really minor. The character and the casting, personally, I don't think that Jennifer Lawrence's portrayal of Katniss Everdeen is the same as mine, but everyone's like portrayal of her is different, so like I get it. I thought that Katniss was more feisty than how Jennifer Lawrence portrays her to be. I didn't really imagine Jennifer Lawrence's like face and like just like her overall look when I was reading the book, but like Peeta, I did imagine Peeta. So Peeta is played by Josh Hutcherson, and although like Peeta does kind of like match what I was imagining, he's much more flirty in the book than he is in the actual movie. Haymitch, who is portrayed by Woody Harrelson, I think his portrayal is like rock on. I picture him when I read, and I like him both in the book and in the movie. Cinna, played by Lenny Kravitz, I didn't really imagine Cinna to look like the actor, but the acting is on point. Literally everything about Rue is perfect. But I think Gale looks a little older than how he is in the book, but I don't know, he's still hot, so yeah, everyone's overall view of the characters are slightly different, so like I get that. My review on the book, I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was pretty mediocre to me. It didn't really stand out. I think I'm just a little too old to read it, which is why I didn't like it as much, and dystopian isn't really my thing, but mostly Susan Collins' writing style isn't like exactly fun for me to read. And since it's narrated by Katniss and it follows her in every detail of like her life in the chapters, that writing style was a little different for me to read. Some chapters were a little boring, but like I get it, like it contrasts stuff and stuff like that. On to Rue's death scene. I thought that it was sad when I read it, but after like half a page it wasn't really sad anymore. It just kind of like moved on, I guess. The characters, Haymitch and Peeta in the book are my favorite characters. Haymitch is my favorite in the movie though. Cinna is really nice and is portrayed really well in the book. He has a nice personality, nice character. He's portrayed really well by the author. The writing, I said I wish we would get more insight to the trauma and the emotions that Katniss had to go through when Rue and Thresh dies. I said it's a little vague. Like I get it, as Katniss isn't supposed to like show emotion, but like the emotion described to us by the author would also be nice. I said that the author tells more than show, but it's not like, I feel like it's just kind of like in her writing style, and because it's in her perspective, it's a little different. Like it's not like, it wasn't the biggest deal that I had to go through, because some people do it really bad, but like Suzanne Collins does it like pretty well. It lacked emotion for the readers, more specifically me. I didn't really feel any emotions. So on to Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. So I rewatched the movie. So I didn't have the second book, so I had to listen to the audiobook on YouTube. But I feel like the audiobook was only like the first half, because it was only like 5 hours long. And like the audiobook stopped at the chapter Peeta, like he like knocked out and like Finnick was giving him CPR. It ended right there. So I think I missed like the second half, but I did watch the movie, and I said that both were really similar, so I don't really have any complaints. And like again, I didn't read the second half of the book, so I think Finnick is played really well in the movie. I really like his character both in the movie and the book. Like he's a sweetheart. I love him. The explanation of the tributes underlying rebellion during their interview was done really well, and I didn't catch it until I read the book. So I did watch the movie like years ago, which was like way before I read this book, obviously. And I didn't really catch what they were doing until I like read the book. Overall review, I didn't give it any ratings because 1, I got distracted, so I missed a lot of parts. And 2, I was only able to listen to half the book. 3, I listened and I didn't read it. So the creativity is thankfully out of this world. Like I love the creativity of this dystopian trilogy. It's really good. Like it's like the thought process. I'm kind of confused about the end of Catching Fire. Like I said, I think I only listened to the first half. So The Hunger Games, Mockingjay by Suzanne Collins. Movie comparison, I think they gave the line, everyone will either want to kiss you, kill you, or be you, to Effie instead of Finnick. And I was upset because it diminishes Finnick's like mental revival, and like Effie wasn't even with them in District 13, I think, until like the end. And Katniss's prep team, they weren't in the scene, and oh my god. And neither was Deli. Like, they cut out a lot of characters, which I get, probably for like the budget and stuff. Besides the characters and the lines, everything else was pretty much in line. Overall review, I give the book a 4 out of 5. Just minus half a star because Finnick dies. And I don't see why he has to die. And 1, I'm mad because he dies. And 2, I don't see the significance of it. Maybe I'm stupid, but I love the concept of this whole series. We saw a lot of everyone's traumas, especially Katniss and Peeta's. And I think Johanna's... in the movie, we didn't get to see Joanna, like, we didn't get to see her flashback of, like, her getting tortured, and, I don't know, I was kind of, a little upset. Like, we missed a lot of stuff, but, I guess. The ending was slow, but it was slow in a way where it wrapped everything up. It was a decent series. Like, I wouldn't give it a 5 out of 5. Peeta in the book was so sweet. And so was Finnick and his love story with Annie. And I'm just so mad because, like, he died for what? For no reason at all. Also, another thing about Gale, I don't understand why everyone hates him so much. I don't hate him, and I don't hate his character. I think he's actually really sweet. And, like, he's Katniss's best friend, but, like, they have some differences. And it's just that his mindset of revenge is a little different from theirs. Like, his revenge is, like, shitty. He's a decent person. Like, he took care of Prim. And Prim is so sweet, too. Oh my gosh. Yeah. I don't really have anything else to say because I think the series was a little mediocre. Like, I don't know. I think the end of the book, the real or not real thing was really sweet, and I think, yeah, overall it doesn't hit me as hard. I think I can move on from the series. It's just the characters were really sweet, and that's what hits me the most. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say. Okay, bye.